G. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in for another great interview with King Simon Entertainment Media Group, where we are so happy to come to you again and want to thank you guys for your support and the wonderful thing that you guys have done as far as liking, subscribing, sharing our interviews as our numbers increase. We want to thank you guys for that. We cannot do what we do without our partners and our sponsors. Heart to Heart for You.org, Heal to Heal.org, GQ, AutoConnect.com, as well as Amanda J. Rosette, Doctor of Physical Therapy, and the Rosette Physicaltherapy.com, as well as our wonderful sponsor, the Tommy Washington Massage Therapy Group, ComaMassage.com. Thank you guys so much for your partnership. If you want to partner with us, please connect with us at our official website, KingSolomonEntertainment.tv. Where you can connect with us. We'll let you know how to make that happen. We want to also invite you guys to subscribe. If you have not already, please take the time now to subscribe. We are on Instagram. We are King_Solomon_ENT_CO_ on Instagram. We are on Facebook. Our handles are at King Solomon Media Group. That's at King Solomon Media Group. We are on Twitter, ENT Solomon. Twitter, ENT Solomon, and we on YouTube, King Solomon, ENT, CO, and Symbol Media Group. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow us. We thank you guys so much. We have another wonderful, great interview here on King Solomon News. This wonderful activist, she's a chronic pain activist. She's an author. She's an aspirational speaker, CEO of My Life is a Testimony, an amazing life coach. We're so happy to have with us today Khalilah Bruzual. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me and taking the time out. I'm greatly honored to be here with you right now.
No, thank you. I read your story. Wonderful things that you're doing. Not to mention all the things that I named. In addition to that, she's from Canada. She's a native of Canada. So we are so excited to be international yet again today. You know, we just doing what we're doing over here. We're just doing a little something. You know, we just continue to move forward and paying it forward. So we're so excited. So please introduce yourself to our audience. If I left anything out, then we get right into the interview.
Hey guys, it's your girl Khalilah Bruzual, aka The Overcomer. He's pretty much summed it up. You name it, I've been through it. I still keep moving. I help people to achieve their dreams. I help survivors overcome. I pretty much have fought nail and tooth to be the woman that's in front of you, that's just learning how to be happy and content. And so what I really do is I help people with their life and their mindset changes. I help them to transition. I help them to take control of their life. And it can be through any of my platforms, whether it's through my TV show, through life coaching, through workshops, through aspirational speaking, or even through some of the books that I write. So that's me.
It's amazing. So please let us know. We always like to start from the beginning. Let us know how did you get started with what you're doing?
So my company, My Life is a Testimony, is officially 14 years old now. And so it originally started because I had a slip and fall back in 2007. And I was literally at home on my back. And there had been for about 5 years, God was like, I need you to do this ministry called My Life is a Testimony. And I was like, you smoking some crack, Lord. Like, I'm not doing this. And then I ended up being in a position where I really had to just depend on him and had nothing else to do. And so my speaking platform really started because I couldn't work. I couldn't work at all for about almost 3/4 of a year. Through that, I started going into churches, started doing workshops, started speaking, started doing women's empowerment, started working with youth and young adults because, like, as I mentioned, you know, when I say I named it, I've been through it. You know, I've been raped. I've been through molestation. I've been through, not loving yourself. I've been physically, mentally abused, financially abused. I've literally lived on my own since I was 14. I had to really get through everything. I was a high school dropout. You know, there were so many things that I had to deal with, include being raped, dealing with abusive relationships. And then having this ministry, this really allowed me to, motivate other people and really talk about the issues we don't like to talk about. I'm the girl that brings out the pink elephant in the room. So fast forward, my platform's doing really great. I'm traveling across Canada. I'm traveling internationally. I'm doing different community work in the United States. And then 2017, just where I was like ready to really launch out and break for my 10-year anniversary, I got into a car accident where somebody hit me on my passenger side door. And that was a completely different life-changing experience for me because what I thought was a simple injury and what I thought would, I would just jump back up and move, I ended up getting diagnosed with a chronic pain called fibromyalgia, which means that I literally deal with pain every day of my life because my brain is oversensitive to different things. It just shoots off different aspects. So there are days where I'm tired. There's days where I can't move. There's days where I'm crying. There's days I'm pushed in a wheelchair. There's days where I need to learn how to get disability. And so I really had to fight at a place where I was turning 39, 40. And you know the direction that you're going into, and then all of a sudden you feel like a baby all over again because you have to learn how to walk all over again. You have to figure out to slow your speech down all over again. You're stuttering in front of people. Your body's not moving the way that you want it to. And you have to learn how to be confident in yourself through all of that and still fight for what it is that you want. And one of the things that had happened to me was I love nature. Everybody that will tell you, I love being in nature. I love being by the water. It soothes me, it calms me. And I made the decision that I was not going to let someone else's mistake take away that piece of my life. And so I made the decision that I was going to work really hard to be able to get back out into nature and to canoe and things like that. And so it didn't matter what it meant by, but I got a really good clinical team together, chiro, physio, nutritionist, all of these different things. And back last summer, I actually managed to, even though I was chaperoned, I managed to go camping and get out on the water. And it was such an accomplishment after 3.5 years. And then a week later, I got into another car accident. And this time I was hit on the driver's side. And it was really one of those things when it happened, you kind of laugh like, really? And I didn't realize how bad it was where they had to crowbar me out of my car because I couldn't even just open up the door. And I had to start the process all over again. There have been times where I might get a common cold, where, I might slip for a minute or something might happen and my whole body will just have to shut down and restart. And so it has been really, it's been difficult. It's been interesting. It's been an amazing thing because I've actually obtained more freedom in who I am and what I've become and how I use my voice. And I see that, I already knew women and youth and young adults were trying to learn their voices, but I didn't know that it was such a dark space for the chronic pain community. And so I'm trying to shed some light because you've got people that are living in such pain. They literally want to be suicidal or they literally are suicidal. And I want to show people that with clinical help, with different mindset techniques, with slowing things down a little bit, helping their mindset shift, learning a little bit more, they can obtain that freedom back. They can take things back into their life. Like yesterday alone was the first time that I was on the beach and I ran for a bit. But today I'm outside of this interview, I'm shut down my whole body because of it. But I want to teach people how to pace their life because a lot of people don't, especially when we live in this world where it's microwave, but it's like, you got to slow down. And so I'm just really about, lifestyle change, mindset change, empowerment, growth, personal development. So that's kind of my field of expertise. And I'm really excited because I'm working on a webinar right now to have a course for chronic pain sufferers that should be coming out by the end of August, beginning of September. So I'm very excited.
Wow, what an amazing story. What an amazing purpose and an awakening. You guys are watching another interview with King Solomon Entertainment Media Group. You guys know what we bring forth here. We try to be very diverse and the things that we talk about here, from trending topics to trending news to Hollywood star celebrities and just things that we care about. And so today is one of another groundbreaking things that we bring forth and things that you might not necessarily have insight on. And we so happen to have author, life coach, aspirational speaker, Khalilah Bruzual, and also a Canadian. You know what I'm saying? So we just doing it how we do it over here, and continue to challenge you and bring forth to you things that, like she said, we need to be talking about. And so and what I like about your story and how you putting yourself out there to heal the world, because we now have come full circle, not just in the sense of trend setting, like everybody's on this mental health trend, but I think it's here to stay in the aspect of trauma and what trauma we have endured as people who have suffered in silence, and people who are just, it's just like you said, chronic. It's more and more and more, all police brutality, all this stuff that you say, hey, just deal with it. It's life. We're just so conditioned to live with it. And I think that it is really coming to a head now, this trauma. And so it's interesting that you have made this type of work your life purpose, because it's so needed now, because I believe that it's really becoming something that we cannot escape from, and that is continued to pile on and pile on and pile on, not just in medical diagnosis, but life diagnosis as well. All this trauma that we have to endure, and people have to just figure it out on their own. And I'm just glad you have somewhat got a handle on some of it. You mentioned myalgia. You mentioned I read epilepsy. I read either other diagnoses that you deal with, but all this trauma. Tell me, how do you cope with it? How do you organize it? How do the mechanisms start with you as far as healing process?
Well, I always have this thing where it comes down to, it always starts with your mindset. As much as people don't think about it, it's your mindset, because whatever direction that you want to go with your life, whether you choose to stay in that place or to heal, you have to change your mindset to be like, okay, well, what are the things that are put into practice? So I have this little thing that's like with the overcomer, where the O is doing an overview of what's really going on in your life. So, is my life completely over? When my second accident happened, I was like, is my life completely over? No, I'm still walking. I'm still good. I've recovered before. I can recover again, because our whole lives we've known how to recover. Even though people don't look at it, when you sit back, you recovered from falling off the bike. You recovered from having a broken heart, or recovered from that first boyfriend, or you recovered from, going through something. Take an overview of what's really legitimate, and know that, don't put too much, don't add extra stuff, because you don't need that doubt, fear, and worry in your life. The next thing is that you want to be victorious. You want to walk into the situation already knowing that you're going to be victorious. A lot of times we walk in and you're allowed to be scared. Like, when you don't know if you're going to walk, if you don't know if your speech is going to be like proper anymore, if you don't know if you're going to remember your nieces and names, ever again, those are very scary things. But at the same token, my life, the reason why I'm standing is because I've always been victorious. I go through life situations and I come back, learning more and more about who it is that I have become. And on top of it, every situation that I've been through has also made me stronger. And we walk into situations thinking that we aren't stronger, or we think that it's such a disaster, when in fact it's not. There's a place where you have to elevate and engage and execute and expect great things are going to happen from you. That R is where you want to remind yourself where you're trying to go. We have bumps in our life, but if I'm trying to get a house, if I'm trying to get a job, if I'm trying to take care of my family, if I'm trying to leave a legacy, if I'm trying to make sure that when I'm 60 and 80, I've got a retirement, then even though this bump is happening in my life, stay the course. It may get slower or it may get faster, but we know what that's like on the journey of life. When we get in the car, sometimes we're on the highway and we're going really fast, and sometimes we're on the side street and we're going really slow, but it's all part of that journey. And then there's that C where you want to care for yourself, right? In the midst of no matter what is happening in your life, care for yourself. Take time to heal. Take time out. Allow yourself to have that space to grieve, get mad, get vexed, get it all out, because you're allowed that. When stuff happens to you, don't just shrug it off. If something hurts you, if your heart hurts or it's been broken, you're allowed space to get it healed. And that's where you go to your R. You want to outreach and outsource to other people. As much as we want to keep it all in, we can't heal by ourselves. If we get stabbed, we're going to the hospital. It's the doctor that's mending us. If we are going through some type of abuse, if we've gone through some type of trauma, We have to outreach to our community groups in order to be able to see what's out there for us to heal, what techniques that we can learn in order to make ourselves better and get through the situation that we're going through. And that brings us back to that mindset. How will you develop during this time? You know, we have the choice. My sister said to me at one point in my life, she's like, this is either going to make you or break you. You get to choose. Are you going to rise up from this situation, or are you going to stay here? And that choice is yours, right? But during this time, during this hardship, during this trauma, during this life challenge, how am I going to be during this time? How will I fight for my freedom and my voice during this time? How will this situation, change me? Is it going to make me defeated or victorious? Is it going to make me drained or develop? Am I going to be a life survivor and an overcomer or not? And then finally, there's that R, where you got to remember that life is a roller coaster. You will recover, you have before, and that you will always and have always been resilient. When you remember these things, it doesn't matter what happens in your life. It's part of life. There's no, as much as some people don't want things to happen to us, who are you not to go through life when other people are going through life, right? Are you supposed to live a life where nothing ever happens bad to you? Because if nothing bad ever happens to you, how are you going to grow? How are you going to go through the challenge of being that seed and pushing through the dirt and letting the storms of life and the weather challenge you so that you flourish into something and blossom into something that someone wants to eat because you are a seed, or put their nose into you because you smell so great, because you withstood something, the test of time, and you flourished and you became something amazing, right? So when I go through this stuff, and it's not necessarily easy, I'm not going to lie, it's not easy. But the question is where do you want to go? And when I know that my life, my purpose is to leave a legacy, I'm not going to stop, and I keep moving. So I put these things into my mindset, and I try to remember them, and I just take one step at a time. And sometimes it's not even a big step. Sometimes it's a crawl, but I just try to move. And every time I move, I grow. That's just the way that I think about it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful mindset to have, and a lot of people are not there. They need to be motivated to be there because it's not, you said, it's not easy to do. And let's focus on some of those challenges, using and referencing fibromyalgia and how you explain the way it works by the attack of the brain and sensory. Um, it just comes upon you the way it does, and I believe. Um, in your incident, I know it happened because of the accident or what have you, but life happens, trauma happens, aging, the pollution, everything that entails where we are in the world. It can happen at any given time because it's a mental brain breakdown, correct?
Basically what happens is that they say it really is in your brain. It's not that your brain has broken down, it's that your brain has become overly sensitive now. There's been trauma to your brain, there's been trauma to your body. Your brain controls all your nerves, all your neurons, how you
So
move,
so
all
what
of
triggers that? Stress? What would trigger that?
it can be stress, it can be an accident, it can be life situations happening to you, it can be emotional trauma that happens to you. Basically, it's kind of like, for some people, it's a breaking point. It's literally the straw that broke the camel's back, that your body has been through so much in life that it's like, I can't do this anymore. And it's just like, it just shoots off. And so what'll happen is it'll make you think that you're in pain when you're not. It'll make you feel like your foot is in a bucket of water when it's not. It'll make you feel like, you know, all of these different sensations. There are days where I feel like I'm stepping on shards of glass and I'm really stepping on just the hardwood floor. And it's in your mind and it's shutting things off. And it's not that it's a musculoskeletal disease. And so your neurons, everything that's going on in your body, your nerves, everything, they're just overly sensitive. And sometimes they have pain, like I like to call it pain memory, where I could get stung by a bee today and 3 days later I'll feel it in the exact same place, like I got stung all over again. It's your brain is sending off these signals
And it's
throughout.
like reliving pain that you already had or pain that you visualized or you've seen. You can like
It's
relive it
very,
emotionally. Yeah.
it varies. And what's very interesting, and I don't know if other chronic pain sufferers have done this, but one of the things that I've realized is that my body knows some of these sensations. And so when people are like, well, what does the pain feel like? I'll say, you know, that hot summer day when you're ready to stick your hand in the cooler to get the coldest drink at the bottom of the cooler, but then you put your hand in there just a little bit too long and your arm starts to freeze. Yeah, imagine having that feeling for 10 days. You know,
Mm.
imagine feeling like you have frostbite on the tip of your fingers or your toes. You know, imagine. So I try to use things that other people might know in
Mm.
order to describe it so that they can empathize a little more, or and but sometimes it's just you can't even just sometimes you can't describe it. It's just pain, and you don't know if it's going to last seconds, minutes, days. You don't know.
And that's why people are they don't like to watch anything like all we see is violence. Always see is whether it's an action movie or anything, the news, all this police brutality, and it like people are getting so emotionally attached. Like I can't take it no more. I don't want to see no more. It's not that they don't care; it's that they cannot take it no more. To become oversensitive to, feeling like this got to stop. It's enough. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's happening
with
all over.
with our fibro fighters, and even with myself, emotions have been real sensitive triggers. So if I stay mad longer than I should, my body will feel it. If I'm upset about something, it'll feel it. If I get too emotional or overwhelmed, it'll feel it. And I think that what's for me, it's a blessing and it's a curse because it hurts, but at the same token, it makes me deal with the things that I don't want to deal with. Like if I want to let something slide or not let something slide, I now realize that my body's actually holding on to it. We hold on to so much anger and grief and resentment, and it literally deteriorating us. But now with my fibro, my body's telling me it more. And I've had to learn how to let a lot of things in life go, or how to make myself really happy. And I don't know if I would have done that if I didn't have this chronic illness. So it's a real catch-22. But our bodies tell us when we're not eating right, and we feel pain, but it's just a whole new level. It's like our body just broke down. It's like we're not doing this anymore. We're a lot of I'll say normal people, we will still have some of those symptoms, but because it's not at a level that debilitates us, we will pass it off a lot of times. And I
Yeah.
want to say to people, if you know you don't have fibroids, your body gives you those signals when your temples hurt, when your foot hurts, when something's happening. Listen to it, because if you don't listen to it, it's kind of like the car. The car will say, "Ding, something's wrong with me," and you don't want to go in and get it serviced and checked. And then all of a sudden it breaks down on you the side of the road, and you're going, "Well, what happened?" But it was
Hmm.
giving you signals the whole time. You just refused to listen to it, right? Listen to your bodies, you guys. Listen to it when there's a heartburn. Listen to it when something's aching. Check it. Not necessarily check it out and go to the doctor, but our body speaks about our mindset. And if we don't listen to it, it's going to literally, break down either our health or our body itself. I
No,
know.
that's so true. That's so true. We definitely have to pay attention to those responses that our body is giving us, and also the mind being connected to the physical and just being aware of it all. You have the word overcomer. That's what they call you. So you becoming aware of this have help you to apply these mechanisms, and you have had success in less now, or when it begins to start, you put these practices into play, and you experience results with them. Um, Explain the overcoming dynamic of it.
So I'm blessed enough to say that because I was an aspirational speaker, for a decade plus, probably for the longest time before that, and I've always been into personal development. When my situation happened, I didn't realize it, but I was already putting into place some of these overcoming mindsets that I had just described to you. But it took counseling. I still had to go back to counseling to get new techniques to learn. I had to fight for resources to find out what clinicians could help me. There's a lot of fibro fighters that don't know that there's clinicians available for them. There are chronic pain sufferers that don't know that if they're on long-term disability or government assistance, that there are certain programs that are available to them, or that there are free programs out there. And so I started to look for those things, and I talk and I teach people how to, advocate, or what wording to say, or how to go out and look for it. I also do assessments for us to take a look at, if you have benefits, what benefits can you use? And even the method in which you do it. So for example, some people used to do massages. I love deep tissue massages. But then when your brain goes off and a touch will send a tingling through your whole arm, you can't start with deep tissue massage. It's like going to the gym. You used to do 50 pounds, but now you got to start off at 1. But you want to start off at 25 because you used to do 50. And this is that mindset where we have to take it back and give you the understanding to go slow, right?
Yes.
Give yourself that understanding where I was at the beach yesterday. I drained my energy. I can't go out today, but that's okay. Where we talk about the pacing. We talk about, what kind of counseling, what kind of doctors are out there. Because unfortunately, our chronic pain society actually has doctors that either don't believe in fibromyalgia, or they don't want to go near a chronic pain client. And so I help them find clinicians and doctors and physicians that want to help. Or even, I'm really big on the naturopathic way, the alternative medicine way. There's a lot of doctors that just want to put the meds into your body when, you could take herbs, or you could be working with a physiotherapist that will show you how to alleviate some of those pains, And so I work with them hand in hand. I work with them with their pacing, with their life. I teach them how to take things slow. I help them with wording, because sometimes they don't know how to speak to their clinicians. They don't know how to speak to their family. And that's very hard. You were this very active person, and all of a sudden you're not active, and your family, your own children, are calling you lazy. You're not giving in or taking care of the family, and now you're depressed, right?
Yes.
So I help them find community resources. I help them become okay with who they are. I help them even find volunteer positions that they might be able to go to once a week, once a month, so that they feel like they're still giving to the community. Because as human beings, we still want to give. We still want to be part of something. I show them other groups or communities where they can advocate and be, because unfortunately, some of these chronic groups are just about venting. And so I try to show them positive environments. I try to expose them to different therapies, and I take them through it themselves, or I talk to them through themselves. I even have an aspect where I deal with financial development, because a lot of our chronic pain sufferers, they can't work 9 to 5. They have to become an entrepreneur so that they can work the hours in which they want to work to be able to sustain their family. And they put themselves through hell trying to work a 9 to 5, trying to keep a job, and they're hurting their bodies, literally. And so I help them in so many different aspects in terms of that transformation, that acceptance, that control in life, that personal development, and even that financial freedom if they're looking for it. So I try to help people in a very broad way.
Wow. And that's so amazing. It's the fibromyalgia and the I know epilepsy and all those are medical diagnoses, but is the fibromyalgia reversible if you use the right mechanisms to apply to
So
them?
the word that they use is that it's manageable. There
Manageable.
have been chronic pain sufferers who have been able to reverse some of their pain. There are people who have learned how to manage it. And so, when my car accident first happened, I couldn't move at all, at all. And, today I was able to take a half an hour walk. And so um, it's learning how to manage your life and to build your life and to get it back. There are some people that have had it all, but then, there's the question about what was your diagnosis, because fibromyalgia falls in so many different umbrellas. And I still even try to help our fibromyalgia or chronic pain sufferers get investigate more of a diagnosis, because so many things overlap. But it's not, when it comes to fibro, it's not necessarily reversible, but it might be manageable. And manageable might mean that you're not having as many flare-ups, and you're only having a flare-up, instead of it being every day, it's once a month, it's once a quarter to half a year, and it can elongate, and so you can feel like more normalized, but you still have to pace your life. In order to normalize it, you have to create a life that doesn't stress it too much in order for you to do the things that you want to do.
Wow, that's amazing. No, it's just amazing what you're talking about. Hearing it, identifying with it, experiencing it. Those who have been in accidents, like car accidents, like myself, and other accidents, you experience the sensation, memory, and all those different things. So this is very, very, very good stuff here. I found it to be very interesting because lots of times we go through things and then mentally we find ourselves back there, or when we see something else happen we can identify with our brain, and it's like you're reliving it all over again if it happens to you as well. And so we definitely have to be aware of these things, because last time we don't even know what things are that's happening to us, and because of lack of awareness we could feed into it, and we can develop it because we don't know what it is and how to manage it right away. We just kind of succumb to a lot of things because we're unaware. But this is really wonderful what you're doing, and you can definitely not leave out the faith aspect. You're definitely a woman of faith as well. You mentioned that as well, so that's a beautiful thing. And just want to pretty much sum up how they can get in touch with you, what you got coming up. Is there a tour in place? Everything that your company does. Yeah, all that wonderful
So
stuff.
I'm really glad that you were talking about the trauma, because our show, I have a show called Chronic Pain Conversations. It happens weekly on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our conversation this week is actually about post-traumatic stress disorder and chronic pain. We've done topics like Black and in pain. We've done topics about our health or safe spaces, because, like you said, a lot of us don't talk about it. And just to go into that Black aspect, not just Black and in pain in terms of the issues that are happening out there, but even our Black community, we don't like to talk about our pain. We don't like to go and get our health checkups. We just want to suck it in and bear it. And what's happening is even that is hurting our bodies. And so we go out and we talk about all of these things for a very long time. With regards to how you can find me, it's there. My name is The Overcomer. So it's TheOverComr. And that R is there because I'm rebellious. I'm real. I'm just trying to go through all of these different things where it's an R, where you're reflective and you're just on a roller coaster ride, or you're resilient. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at all of those handles, or you can visit my website, which is again The Overcomer, OVERCOMR.com. And I am actually working with my social media team right now. We'll be having a free webinar on how to manage your chronic pain. So if anybody's interested, you can go to any of my social media platforms and say, join the mailing list. And from there, you'll get details. You can just follow me, because I'm always posting about inspirational things or how to manage your chronic pain. And we'll be launching, I'm so excited, we'll be having a course for chronic pain sufferers. But if anybody's looking for life coaching, DM me, because I do that one-on-one, and I do them in sessions of either 5 or 10, or we can customize it for people. I also do women's empowerment, so anybody that wants a speaker in that manner, they can connect with me. But I'm just living in my purpose, and my purpose is to go through life and to show people that no matter what kind of pain they go through, they can still overcome, they can still find happiness, they can still find peace. So that's what I do.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So there you go, guys. You definitely reach out to her. Definitely connect. She told you how you can plug in and connect with her and know what you guys can collaborate. Those of you are in alignment in the similar fields, and however you can use her services. Please reach out and connect and follow her on social media. Please mention your book as well. You're an author. What's the name of your book?
Yes. So I co-authored a book called I Pray on Purpose. If anybody's interested, they can order that from any of my platforms. I just submitted my piece for my next co-author book, I Testify on Purpose. But
Okay.
the first book that I'm writing right now is actually, I'm not insane. I was trying to save my life. It's about my journey to the psych ward Thanksgiving weekend, because after my first accident, I had to voluntarily admit myself into the hospital, because I found out that the meds that I was taking were giving me suicidal thoughts. Like, when I say that my knife was telling me to stab me, when my balcony was telling me to jump off of me, the street was like, just walk in front of the Big Mac truck. And to have those things going on in your head and fighting to just breathe the next day, we don't talk about the benefits of what counseling does. We don't talk about, people don't know that there are safe spaces. And so I really want to bring that to the platform and just have that conversation. And so I'm actually in the middle of writing it, but I'm almost finished. And for those that are interested, they can pre-order that as well. So I'm pretty excited. Great things are happening. Webinars are happening. Books are happening. Couches is happening. So, I'm just trying to live life and show other people how to do that as well.
No, it's amazing. It's definitely inspirational all within itself. The story, the topics, it just resonates with a lot of people. And it's amazing that you're able to articulate it and help people that are not able to express it uh, feel like they're not insane, as you said. And it's a beautiful thing. So definitely continue to do what you're doing. Be encouraged. Hopefully, you can come to the States and, we can collaborate.
I'm doing it right now, actually. So it's just really
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So definitely stay connected. I'm follow you, you follow me, and
Exactly.
I'll see you all my handles and everything. And feel free to come on anytime. We thank you so much for coming on, and so wonderful to have you. And just keep doing amazing work that you're doing. And thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Okay.
Okay, take care. Mwah.
All right, then. Thank you. There you go, guys. King Solomon Entertainment Media Group. Another great interview with author Khalilah Bruzual, a Canadian, guys. We're just so happy to have her today. Definitely, guys, if you have not subscribed, please share this video. Social media handle is at King Solomon Media Group on Facebook. We on Twitter at ENT Solomon on Twitter, and IG we're King _Solomon _ENT _CO _. And on YouTube we are King Solomon ENT CO Media Group and Symbol and Media Group on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe, share this video, hit the notification button so when we go live, you guys are able to see it. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Thank you so much, Instagram. We see you guys so much. Thank you guys so much on YouTube, Facebook. And please, guys, tell them that we're here and share it. Until next time, guys, have a great rest of your day. Another great video. Bye-bye, guys. Are you still there?
I am still here. I was going to
Okay.
leave.
Okay. Thank you so much. I want to double check. We offer IG. We off. Okay, so just want to double check your email because you said overcoming with the R and not the ER.
Yeah.
That go for your email as well.
Uh-huh.
The overcomer TheOverComr and not ER. Got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I put ER.
all right. Perfect. I'm going to respond back to the email that you have.
Okay, that way I have it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think she CC'd us. I thought it was her, but she
Yes, she
CC'd
does.
something. Life is a testimony.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited. So when you come to the States?
I am in the States. I'm in California right now.
Are you in Cali right now? What you got going on in Cali?
Huh?
What you got going on out here?
I've got some health stuff, and I've been setting up and prepping with my webinar and things like that. So I've just been taking care of my health and taking care of my business.
So how long are you here?
I'm hoping to stay to the middle of July, but I'm just waiting for an extension from the government to see what they say.
Okay, so what area are you in? That's the next question.
I'm in LA. I've been going in between LA and a bit of Vegas. So
okay, so that's I'm towards Vegas. I'm like not Vegas. I'm yeah. So It's called the IE. It's like the eastern suburbs. I don't know if you guys use suburbs, valley. I know you guys say Providence out there,
Well, we
but
say
it's like
suburbs.
you guys use what?
We'll say like we understand the word suburbs. We get it.
Yeah, because I'm from the Midwest. We say suburbs, and then out here they say valley. So yeah, say valley. So the valley is like the suburb, whatever. So yeah, so the eastern suburb, which is they call the Inland Empire, the IE.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going when you leave LA towards Vegas, you're
Yeah.
going up the IE. You're going
Yeah. Okay, so you're in that direction. Gotcha.
right that direction. You're gonna pass me and go to Vegas. So yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
I get
Yeah, but I'm in LA all the time. Just through the COVID, I had to not be in LA, but
it.
yeah, so I came out this way with family. So yeah, but no, it's beautiful. And like I said, she told me your story. I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was wonderful. I'm reading your bio. Great stuff, man. I believe that it's going to be more so needed than before because a lot of people are facing a lot of trauma and it's triggered by incidents, and last time people are not making the connections, and and just work and people work for years and their body begin to break down, don't know what happened. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff is going on. A lot of stuff is going on, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I do know. So thank
So
you. Thank you for that.
and thank you. As soon as it come up, I'll share it. And it was really good. I'm sure it's going to do really well on all platforms. Definitely share it. And like I said, I'll see you my handles and follow me. I'll follow you back. And I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Until next
Okay.
time,
Take
we
care.
are connected. So definitely don't be a stranger. Okay.
Bye
All
bye.
right. All right, then.